Greetings and salutations. This is the Crypto Truth, where I give you the truth as I see it. This is a crypto quickie, but it's going to be a little bit of a different crypto quickie as we have a little bit of some important news. So basically, I'm going to do things a little bit backwards. I'm going to go ahead and go over the market, and then we need to have a serious conversation in which this video is going to be a little bit longer. So that's why I'm giving out the covering the market first. And then I'm going to be talking about some things about the gaming industry and some of this news that just came out. So it's kind of important in the crypto space. Let's get into it. Okay, so right now the market is around 930 billion. Bitcoin dominance is at 62.8%. Bitcoin is around $31,000. Chainlink is up 12%, up 21% for the week. Dogecoin is up 65%, up 52% for the week. We all know why, and if you don't, we'll cover that. I'm going to cover that later. Elrond is up 23.55%, up 57.8% for the week. Kusama is up 16%, up 10% for the week. Terra is up 29%, up 75% for the week. SwissBorg is up 23.18%, up 68% for the week. Thorchain is up 18.68%, up 55% for the week. Horizon is up 20%, up 24% for the week. And 1 inch is up, who came up with that name? Is up 32%, up 89% for the week. So this is great. The market is in green right now. I'm going to cover some news real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. South Africa's financial regulator exposes Bitcoin Ponzi scheme. If you're over in Africa right now, or basically if you're anywhere right now, please, please, please be careful. Stay away from Ponzi schemes. Go ahead and try to get your own Bitcoin. Do your own research. I say this all the time. Do your own research, okay? So make sure you do your own research. Get your Bitcoin however you can. I know there are Bitcoin ATM machines. There are also, as far as in Africa, I don't know specifically what areas. I know it's like a little bit different than over here in America, but just please be careful. Try to get your Bitcoin either through an exchange or try to put it on your Nano ledger, whatever you want to do. LuaSwap is a multi-chain liquidity protocol goes live on Chain. So I don't know what LuaSwap is, but if you are an investor in LuaSwap, it's going live on Chain. Bitcoin evangelist Anthony Pompliano launches a site for crypto job seekers. So this is something that I'm actually interested in. One of the things is I would love to have a job in which I am paid in crypto. Oh, I would love that so much. Unfortunately, there's no market for people like me. I'm more of a customer service type guy. I've been in customer service industry for a long period of time. So for me to be in customer service industry or working with the public, I would love to earn Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. But the problem is that they don't need that right now. They need infrastructure. So a lot of jobs that require like more technical, on more of a technical side, they're looking for, Anthony is looking for people like that. So this is really cool though. We're going to start seeing a trend where people are going to want to be paid in crypto. I definitely would love to be paid in crypto, especially specific cryptocurrencies, because obviously, like I said, I don't make a lot of money, so I don't really I can't invest in any cryptocurrency right now. So, but anyway, moving forward. Australia's biggest crypto exchange delists Bitcoin SV. I think I talked to you guys about this before. Someone asked me about Bitcoin diamond and pearls and whatever all the gold, red, purple, whatever the Pokemon colors are. Whatever it is. I don't invest. I only invest in Bitcoin. That's it. And I don't go with all of this other forks and stuff like that because it just causes more issues, and this is the reason why right here. Bitcoin, if you're in Australia, this exchange has delisted Bitcoin, so be on the lookout for that. Okay, now so into the important news. And I want you guys to listen to this very, very closely. I've talked about this before. I've explained this before, but I'm going to explain it again because it's important. The U.S. Federal Reserve has selected a major Ripple client, ACI Worldwide, for its pilot program for the future start of a new real payment service called FedNow. Now, FedNow, I've known that the U.S. government has been wanting to create their own cryptocurrency for a while, have their own digital asset called the federal dollar. Now, we're gonna get into this because this leads to some. This is like breadcrumbs all the way to like the big pot of gold. You know what I mean? This is like a map to like the treasure chest. People, you have to understand, this is all leading up to somewhere. It's all leading up to something. Now, we all know what's going on with Ripple and the use of XRP. But, as I stated before, all the other countries have already listed XRP as either a store of value, but not as a security. So, as a currency and not as a security. So what's going on? Well, okay, I'm gonna try to break this down. I apologize, I did not write this down, but we're gonna break this down. The United States government is wanting to make payments easier, or to be able to give payments easier to whoever they're paying. So if you're getting paid by the federal government, they want to make it easier. Well, how do you make it easier? Well, there's a lot of, right now, there's a lot of, we got stimulus checks going out, the federal, government giving out stimulus checks. Some people haven't received their checks yet. Some people haven't got it in their accounts. Some people have got some notice in the mail. There's also, there's also people who didn't receive it for various reasons, such as past due child support or some other crazy stuff. There's a lot going on that's preventing people from receiving income from the federal government. So the federal government is like, well, why don't we just make this a whole lot easier? Have something pegged to the dollar, which is the Fed. It'll be Fed dollar or Fed now. And it will be a whole lot simpler, faster. Everyone will have the card and you can just give it out. Very simple, right? If a major Ripple client is working on this, how do you think they're going to exchange funds? Of course, they're going to want to use something that is not necessarily the dollar, but other cryptocurrencies that can be liquidated. So what we have here is, this is important information for us to understand. You have to understand, if I know this information, if this information is public on these websites, what do you think the government is doing behind the scenes? It's important for you to understand that these governments are not idiots. They're working ahead. Well, some of them are, I apologize, but it is what it is. But they're working ahead. They're figuring out things beforehand so they can finagle their way and try to keep the power however they can. And that's why we have a lot of government officials lying. That's why we have government officials saying things and then they say something else and then they say something else, because there's a lot going on behind the scenes in which they can change their mind at a split second because maybe their agenda is going somewhere else. And that's what this is all about, people. This is about an agenda, okay? And I don't really know exactly where it's going to go, but it's going somewhere. Now, let's take a look at the other part of the news. Dubai-based Lulu Exchange has joined RippleNet to accelerate payments from the UAE to India. People, this is huge. This is huge. I cannot express the moment, the moment that any cryptocurrency is going to be used in India, it's going to take off. It's going to take off. I'm sorry, but it is. And we know from history that Ripple has been very, very vocal, very, very active over in India. We've had rumors about this a long time ago, but they weren't like confirmed. So we know for a fact that India, there's some kind of relationship between Ripple and India and the use of XRP. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this, do your own research, but if I'm not mistaken, India was thinking about using XRP because of, XRP for all of their citizens. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I can't remember exactly what it was. I probably shouldn't have said it, but anyway, they have a huge background. Ripple has a huge background with India. So that is the first part of the news. People follow the breadcrumbs, do your own research. That's the first, and that's just the first part of the news. The other part of the news I need to talk to you guys about, and this is something that I have to talk to you guys about. I know that many of you have either probably left by now, but we need to have a serious conversation about the gaming industry, okay? The gaming industry. The gaming industry does not just consist of video games, as in like Atari or Nintendo, like the regular NES. The gaming industry is taking off. And I just said it yesterday. For some of you guys, look at my video yesterday. I was just talking about if a video game comes out and they have Skyrim. I couldn't think of it last video, but it said, if they come out with something like Skyrim and you're playing Skyrim and you're earning stuff and you're trading things with other people, or you're just earning things from the regular game mode, and from you playing it, you're earning different things and trading and upgrading, and you're using cryptocurrency, but you can also use that cryptocurrency to exchange it with other people in other video games or whatever, interoperability. People, listen, I really need you guys to pay attention to the gaming industry. And I'm gonna cover this. I haven't read everything about the whole GameStop thing and Elon Musk and all that good stuff. Okay, but I've been following. Look, I got this shirt. I didn't even do this on purpose. You guys see my shirts. You know, I have anime shirts and stuff like that. This is Link, obviously. But the point is that I've been playing video games for a long time. I've been following the gaming industry for a long time. I remember when I was in middle school and I was looking at GameStop, and you know, when you're in middle school here in the United States, you know, they do like a little, just to show you what the stock market looks like. You know what I mean? And so you can do like a little draft thing or whatever. So what happened was, I'm like, oh wow, GameStop, this is gonna be awesome, right? Because at the time it was like you can only rent games from Blockbuster. If I'm not mistaken, oh man, what was that? Electronic Boutique. No. What's Electronic? I can't remember. That was the Circuit City. Circuit City, that's it. So we had all of these different places in which they sold video games, but there was no place exclusively for video games like GameStop. And I'm like, this is going to be big. You know what I mean? Well, it was already out, but I'm like, you know, this is awesome, right? So my and I have to give you guys a backstory because I want you to understand there's a philosophy here as well. So my mom is a kind of person, she hates video games. She can't stand video games. Okay, when I was a kid, I could not watch TV or play video games Monday through Friday. That was the thing. So for any of you who know, Saturday morning cartoons, and I couldn't even watch that until my chores were done. So by the time I finished my chores, everything, all the cartoons are over with. By 12 o'clock, they're done. X-Men, all of it. I'm saying all that for a reason. So I grew up where I couldn't play video games all the time. I couldn't play the video games that I wanted to, especially with the video games how it advanced, right? So you have all of these complicated video games out there that's moving up. I mean, you go from Final Fantasy all the way up to even now when we got WoW and Skyrim and different things like that. And WoW is a huge one for computer games. But here's what I'm going to say. When we start having consoles that are able to, and we do have it, and you're able to exchange cryptocurrencies back and forwards and all over the place and all over the world, it's amazing. So for many of you out there say, oh, well, video games, blah, 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 blah. The video game market has taken off. And there's two reasons why. The first reason, I want you guys to pay attention to what happened in 2008. So actually, let me go with the second reason first. The second reason what I'm going to say first is video games have a longer, the diminishing returns is slower, right? With video games, depending on what game you're playing. And that's the other thing, is that there are a lot of video games out there. Some people are like, oh, I don't like video games, but they haven't really tried a video game that they really like, right? And then some people are like, their mind has forced them to not like video games. And it doesn't have to be video games. It can just be games. And that's what I'm trying to get to. The next thing, the other reason, is because when you don't have a lot of money, you tend to play a lot of video games because, well, you don't have a lot of money. You can't go out every day. You know, you can only do so much outside. Now, me, I love playing basketball. I love playing sports. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in New York or up north, you can't play all the time because of the fact that you can be trapped inside in Canada or in any of these snowy places. You could be inside and there could be nothing to do. There's always something to do in the world. So no, you don't have to play video games. That's an absolute truth. But a lot of people have, especially younger generation growing up, are deciding to play video games. Why? They're deciding to play video games because there's so many things that you can do. And not just video games, just gaming, period. So when we have our phones, we're playing games. When we have at home, we can play our PlayStation. We can do so many different things with it as well. We have smart devices. We have pads. We have laptops. We have VR, and that's the other thing that I'm going to get into, virtual reality. And I just made a news article about augmented reality yesterday. So look, people, you have to understand that the gaming industry is going to grow dramatically. Okay. And now we're getting to the point to where people are starting to understand, wait, I can do this with the video game. I can do this with the gaming system. I give you guys a great example right here. You guys know what this is? This is an Oculus. This is an Oculus, okay? So I have an Oculus. I showed my mom the Oculus and she was like, wow, this is crazy. Like, you can put it on and you can see like different places and stuff like that. And my mom liked it and she got it. I had a friend, she hates video games, hates them, right? I don't understand, old fogies. I don't understand when the purpose of video games, it doesn't help you in your life or everything else in between. I'm not going to go into stereotypes because people back in the day, they used to think that video games were were bad and evil, and it only enforces violence and stuff like that. There's a lot of uneducated people out there, and if you're one of those types of people, I understand, but I highly recommend you educate yourself. Really educate yourself on the numbers, the statistics, and then understand the people who are actually benefiting from technology from playing video games. But anyway, there's a certain mindset there. So just with this one device, I'm going to bring this up. Just with this one device, okay? This is an Oculus. I talked about there's with Oculus, Facebook, and then them Libra, but now it's called DM. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but here's the thing. Just with this one device, I can communicate with somebody over in Australia. I can communicate with somebody in Russia or England. I have. Why? Because with this device, I can go online and I can talk to people and I can do whatever I want with people. We can go into a meeting. There are apps in here or different games. I can meet people and play different games with. I can do all kinds of stuff. I can exercise with this. This is, they have VR, and by the way, this isn't an advertisement. Honestly, I hate Facebook, to be honest with you. I only have Facebook just so I can get the Oculus. So, and that was a whole different thing. But the point is that there's so many things. I can box with it. I can play strategy games with it. I can play mystery games with it. I can watch TV with it. I can go on Netflix. And I can sit down and watch, and then I've done this before. I sat down I had a girlfriend at the time, and me and my girlfriend, we had both had an Oculus, and we sat down and we watched the Orlando Magic game as if we were right there. As if we were right there. And it was cool, you know? Now, obviously, we were sitting next to each other, but in real life, we were sitting next to each other, but that was something I wanted to try. But we could have been she could have been over in China, and I could have been over here in America, and we could have been watching the same game. It's crazy. People, I need you to understand how big the gaming industry is going to be. That's why I talked about Engine. Let me tell you something. If Engine comes up with the game, and I mean the game for a console, when games go on consoles already, it's the phone gaming industry as well. And by the way, when I mention gaming, I'm not talking about just anything. I'm talking about casinos, gambling, everything else in between. I can play poker on this. I can enter poker tournaments on this. People, this is what I'm talking about. I don't have to. So what the way the world is right now, we don't have to go all over the place anymore. We don't have to do all this traveling and everything, although those are great, and I love traveling and everything else in between. There's just a lot of things that you can do with video games. Now, let's break this down. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't read the whole report, but they were talking about in the gaming industry, how Bitcoin is going to work and all this other good stuff. If you don't understand that when people don't have a lot of money, they start playing video games, and you can go look at 2008, 2009, GameStop, if I'm not mistaken, please do your research. If I'm not mistaken, GameStop, the shares went up. Why? Because people were staying home because they couldn't afford to go places. They couldn't afford to do different things. And now because of that, we have a lot of people who got into the gaming industry and they're like, wow, I really like video games. This isn't so bad. And then as more different kinds of games and stuff comes out, people are like, wow, this is cool. So what happens, people, and even now, we're starting to work. People are starting to work on virtual reality. They're starting to work on games. They're starting to play games and it's actual work. This is what I'm talking about. This is people. You have to put two and two together. Okay. So the next thing and I know I said two things. Those were the main two things. But the next thing I wanted to cover is now we need to figure out the biggest question ever is to figure out what coins are going to make it. Which coins are going to be in the gaming industry? Okay, so I don't know. We all don't know which one is going to make it. But we can guess that a couple will. I'm not going to specifically name any specific coin. I will say that there are some that are more ahead than others. And I think it's important for you guys to do your own research and understand that not only is the gaming market going to take off, but people are going to start viewing things a little bit differently as other people start earning income and earning, I should say, earning cryptocurrency and income from different means. Before, you know, we have people, they earn a lot of money from YouTube videos. We have kids, they stream on not Twitter, what's it called? Twitch. Oh man, can't even think of it right now. But they stream a lot. Twitch. They stream a lot on Twitch. There's 15, 16, 17-year-olds, and they're making money hand over fist from doing things in the gaming industry. And this is just the truth of the matter. And for some of you guys out there, and yes, I am going to say it because this is a little bit of a philosophical view. But for some of you guys out there who think that you have to sit here and you have to physically hammer away on different jobs, although all jobs are necessary in the world, if you think you have to do all of this physical labor, I'm specifically talking in the United States of America because this is the country that I'm in. If you're in other countries, I'm sorry, I don't know how your country works, but I do know in this country, you don't have to break your back to survive. Now, you do have to break your back in order to earn income, not to necessarily survive, but if you want things, if you want to move forward in life, then yeah, you do have to break your back. But the point is that there are many different options out there to earning income. And I submit to you guys that you try to have a different mindset. That's why a lot of people in the crypto space, if you're in the crypto space right now, you already have a different sort of mindset, but I need you guys to open up. I need you guys to just think outside the box. Wow, I almost said think outside the blocks because of, holochain and think outside the blockchain. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, the point is think outside the box. Do your thing, people. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it at that. I know this was this is supposed to be a crypto quickie, but this was more of, well, actually, it kind of is seeing the conversation that the two topics that we had. I can really go deep into it, especially with video games. I can go over statistics and numbers with people playing video games. Look, people, I can't tell you what to do in life. I'm not a professional or anything. I'm just a regular old guy. But I do want you guys to pay attention to what's going on out there, okay? So anyway, that'll do it. Take it easy, you guys, and most importantly, stay safe out there.